Hari Om and welcome to all the divine Atmajyotis. Let us continue our contemplation of Sri Dakshinamurthy Stotra. Today the line is 6.1 Cid-Ghanaaya Mahe Vatta-Muula-Nivaasine. So this is the line for our contemplation. And the meaning is also here. Salutations to the one who is consciousness solidified. Salutations to the Mahesha, Mahesha, the one who dwells at the root of the banyan tree, the Vatta-Vriksha. Who would like to begin? Deepaji, would you like to share your view? Deepaji, are you there?
Yes, sir. Salutations to the one who is consciousness solidified. It is going down to the Atman, solidified. I think the one, the soul which is which just witnesses. And doesn't react. Salutations to the God within us. Salutations to the Mahesha, salutations to the God within us. And salutations to the one who dwells at the root of the banyan tree.
Why do you feel there is a reference to consciousness solidified? Cid-Ghanaaya.
I think it is because it just witnesses and doesn't react. That may be the reason why it is solidified. It is mentioned as solidified.
So what is the feeling that you are getting when you see that Ghana are solidified?
Maybe that the time the Atman who just should witness and not react when something goes wrong, or if I'm in an uncomfortable situation, then just witness it and then forget it.
Okay, so you are seeing it more from an application viewpoint.
Yeah.
Okay.
Salutations to the God within us. Salutations to the Mahesha. Salutations to the God within us. Then salutations to the one who dwells at the root of the banyan tree. Banyan tree. Not able to express this, sir.
Relate to this? Okay. Let's listen to others and we'll get back. Okay. Thank you, Deepaji. Shailajaji, do you want to share your views?
Yes, sir. I'm getting different views if I go through this particular shloka, sir, actually. Um, one which I would like to share is Cid-Ghanaaya Maheshaya Vatta-Muula-Nivaasine. Here, as per this shloka, salutations to the one who is consciousness, solidified, salutations to the Mahesha, the great god, salutations to the one who dwells at the root, that is base of the banyan tree. But actually, recently when I was attending Prabhuji's session on during Sri Ramanavami, Prabhuji was talking about this Sapta Moksha Dhamas, that is where why we go travel all the way to that particular place to have the darshan of our spiritual, very highest spiritual, because there is a particular energy point where we go and offer our prayers to Sri Ramachandra in Ayodhya, why we travel to Varanasi, why we travel to Puri Jagannath, like that. I feel that is banyan tree. I relate to that banyan tree. One who dwells at the root of the banyan tree. I offer my salutations. Even we even guru, as a to guru we offer our prayers first, and even during our every session we offer our prayers to our guru. Even that way I relate to that, where I grow as and I grow big. We always we go back to our roots, we go back to our ancestors, we offer our prayers to them, and even to our guru who gave us the knowledge, wisdom. We offer our prayers, salutations. Mahesha, it is we can relate to ourself. That is self and consciousness, which I connect to the God, or to the highest thing. That way I connect to this. Many views I'm getting actually as in when I go through in deeper and deeper about this shloka. But this is what I would like to share at this point of time. And even I can say the roots, that vasanas, I can relate to this. So that's all I think, sir. If I go through, again, I will get some more points further. At this point of time, this is what I wanted to share. Thank you so much.
Very nice. Thank you, Shailajaji.
Thank you, sir.
Shubhaji.
Yes, sir. Yeah. In the shloka, I realized that it is it is the consciousness that is the ultimate thing. And as Deepaji said, it is realize the God within. These are the things I understood. Beyond that, I wanted clarification from you, sir. This is the only two things I understood from the shloka. And I didn't understand. I don't know any other interpretation, but I would like to listen from you, sir.
Sure. Thank you, Shubhaji.
Thank you, sir.
So, in our scriptures and in these shlokas, we get various references, pointers to reflect on what is the reality. So one of the pointer that we have seen is your true name is Satchidananda. Satchidananda is a pointer to you, the truth that you are. Sat is the truth, Chit is the consciousness, Ananda, because you are infinite. So in that, the consciousness, what is consciousness? At the root of all experiences of your life, when you notice what is that you are experiencing and how is that you are experiencing, whatever may be it, you're experiencing when you are awake and when you're aware, through the five senses, you're experiencing what you call as the world. And how does the world come into you? Through your five senses. Through the eye, through the ear, nose, tongue, and touch. Through these five senses, it comes in. Much like how water flows in pipe or how electricity flows in wires, through your five senses, various sensations flow into you. And in a screen called as your mind, depending upon various impressions that are stored, various pictures emerge. So all of this is a very mechanical process. But who is the one who is becoming aware of what it is? What is the picture? So there is a dimension or an aspect of, oh, I am aware of this. I know what this is. So that knowingness or awareness or, yeah, I understand, that ability to understand, that is not in the whatever that is getting streamed, no? So it must be something that is coming from within. From where is that quality coming? Much like when you make a dish, you take salt, and until the salt is added, if you taste the food, it feels very bland. And once when salt is added, you may not see the salt in whatever the food that to which you are adding, but now it has left a taste that is undeniable. You feel it, you know it. Yeah, oh, it is now okay, and you say, okay, right salt or less salt, more salt, whatever, right? That's a separate thing. But once when it comes into that dish, it leaves its taste, right? Till then it is bland. Much like that, as an example, that example is to give you the analogy. Until the consciousness is there is no recognition. There is nothing that you can say about whatever that is happening or whatever that is there. So that quality of consciousness, that knowingness, from where it is coming? Is it there in any of the five senses? If that is the case, then when one of the senses stops working, then that much of the consciousness has to stop. No. You and I know through our day-to-day experiences that even when people lose one of their sense, their ability to be conscious doesn't go away. So that doesn't seem to be related to the senses. It also doesn't seem to be related to the so-called brain. So it is something far beyond this. Nobody can point at something and say, look, this is from where consciousness is coming. But through your own personal examination of the phenomena, you can come to the inner clarity that it is something that seems to be beyond the physical organs. Also, it's something that seems to be beyond the faculty of thinking, what you call as your mind, because you're also able to see your mind itself. So it must be something else. And that something else, now because you cannot point at it, it cannot be anything other than you, because the very notion of I am seeing my mind thinking. So who is that I who's seeing? And that seer has the inherent quality of consciousness. That is who you are. Your very nature is consciousness. And because of you, everything that comes in touch with you also appears to be conscious. Whatever that comes in touch with you also appears conscious because of your very nature. It is not that this thing is conscious, but the moment the light of awareness, you come in touch with this also appears living. This also appears lit up. So you are the very source of that consciousness. That is Cid-Ghanaaya. Your very nature is consciousness. You are consciousness. Ghana. Why Ghana? It's as if like there is one big block. Just to give an idea to the listener, here Ghana has been used. It's like our mind dwells on shapes and forms. When you want to understand something through your mind, the faculty called mind, you always think in terms of shapes and forms. If I say mountain, a shape of a mountain comes. So name and form is easier to relate to through mind. So consciousness is shapeless, formless. There is no shape and form to you, the real you. Through whatever you express, you can appear to be in that form. Much like water. When water is poured, it can appear like a glass, like a tumbler, like a pond. The same water. It can take any form. So like that consciousness has no shape and form, but it can be of anything. It can be in anything. So just to elicit a clear idea, you are that consciousness. You are that ghana. Ghana means what? Solidified. Something that is very strong. Ghana. Ghana vastu. We use, right? Ghana vastu. Means it has become solidified. You are that very source. Mahesha. So when you look at this entire phenomena, such a mystical and a wonderful phenomena. Every moment there is a change happening. The change is also you, and the changeless is also you. And the change and the changeless are not two separate. And the unchanging is who you truly are, that the very source of the consciousness. And this change is much like the dream that appears when you are sleeping. In the dream, all those characters are there, they're moving, situations are changing. All of that is in a way created, right? So it's a wonderful creative force. So that entire creation is also you, and you are at the source of that creation. And the Vata here is like the samsara vriksha. One thought leads to another thought, that leads to another thought, and that becomes another tree, and then that grows. So the continuous change that you experience in the form of the world, you are at the root of that change. So here the banyan can be seen as an analogy for the samsara vriksha. What is samsara? Samyak sarati iti samsara. That which is constantly changing. Samyak sarati. The word samsara means that which is constantly changing. What is constantly changing? Everything is changing. The so-called world, the objects of the world, continuously are changing. The so-called the body, which is nothing but the world itself, is also constantly changing. The so-called the mind, through which all of this is being interpreted, is also constantly changing. But the one who is seeing the change is not changing. So you are at the root of this banyan tree. You are at the root of this change. You yourself are not changing. But the change appears in you and disappears in you. So the Vata is an indication of the samsara vriksha. So to point to your unchanging reality. So you are the center and you are the periphery and you are everything in between. However, the true you, the unchanging you, is not the change, because the change is appearing and disappearing. You are that very source of consciousness which has no birth, no death, no change. So to point to you here, Shankaracharya is bringing out Dakshinamurthy in the form of Cid-Ghanaaya, a very source of a solidified Ghana, Vastu, solidified consciousness, Mahesha, the great God, and the one who is at the root of the samsara vriksha. Hari Om. Is this bringing clarity? Any questions? Or any further points?
No, sir, it's clear.
Deepaji, Shailajaji, anything more to add? Or any questions?
It's very clear, sir.
All right. Then let us end the contemplation of the shloka. Hari Om.